Fellas, have you ever been kicking it with a woman? Maybe you guys were just chilling, or maybe you were out and about on a date, and she tells you she wants to take things slow. And in that moment, you might feel a little weird about it. Maybe you feel discouraged. Maybe you don't feel any feelings at all. You're just like, okay, cool, right? But in your mind, you might be wondering, I wonder what made her say that. And I think most guys have thought about that at least once or twice if a woman has said that to them, right? Well, I have 4 reasons as to why a woman would tell you, hey, I want to take things slow. And just to make sure I have full clarification here, not all 4 of these reasons are bad, okay? But before we begin, my name is Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesday. It's here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. I appreciate you guys for joining me today. If you could, please hit the like button, subscribe button, stay up to date with all my Teachable Tuesday videos. And if you like this video, share it. Even if it's not for you, it could be for somebody that you might know. So when you hear the term, let's take things slow, or I think we should take things slow, or I want to take things slow, it can kind of be discouraging sometimes because we're not sure what it means. And when you're not sure oftentimes what something means, you kind of think of worst case scenario. And you've seen a lot of YouTubers out here, social media, quote unquote gurus and whatnot, that often give the negative side of, take it slow when a woman says that to you. Well, there are 4 reasons as to why a woman may say that. And really, all of them are not bad. The first one especially is not bad. The second one is, it's not bad either. I would say it's between the yellow and the green flag. The third one is a yellow flag, but that's more so on the guy's part. And the fourth one is completely a red flag. So either way, each one of these 4, you'll have to do a little bit of investigation. So when a woman says, let's take it slow, or I want to take things slow, don't just jump into the conclusion of she's not interested, right? You're going to have to do a little bit of investigation. Now, I'm not saying investigate for too long because eventually you're going to have to make a decision. But make sure you do some investigating first. And before I get started with my 4, a lot of times guys will say, well, if a woman says she wants to take it slow with you, that means she's not interested, because if she was interested in you, she would want to hurry up and get to the finish line. But keep in mind, this depends on the individual, right? This is not a one-size-fits-all. I understand that women nature is women nature. We can all agree with that. However, again, people are people and people are different, okay? So, reason number 1 why she might say, let's take things slow. And this is the green flag. She might want to do a slow burn. What does a slow burn mean? Slow burn means she wants the relationship to develop authentically, right? She desires a relationship with you. She has genuine desire, which I've been talking about that for weeks now. You want a man or a woman that has genuine desire in you, for all my fellas and my ladies out there, right? So she may have a genuine desire in you, but she just might be the type of person where she doesn't rush things, right? She lets things happen organically, and it takes its time and it takes its course, right? So she might tell you from the jump off, I want to take things slow, because that might be just the type of person that she is. She's not necessarily promiscuous in nature. She's not necessarily the type of person where she speed blitzes through relationships. She's always had relationships, or for the most part has had relationships, where things just kind of slowly but surely happen, and slowly but surely got to the point where it was where both her and her partner wanted it to be. That's a green flag. Because guys, what I want y'all to understand, and a lot of times as men, we like to rush the process, right? Especially because, like I've said before, we live in a microwave society where we want things when we want it, how we want it, as fast as it can happen. It's not always necessarily the best approach. Sometimes the best approach to any form of relationship, platonic or romantic or even business-like, is to kind of let it gradually build over time. That way it has more of a solid foundation. If you don't have something that's based off of a solid foundation, it's not going to go anywhere, all right? So that's something that you do want to think about, right? So when a woman approaches you in that aspect and she wants a slow burn, that's a good thing. That means that if things work out, it's going to be a lot harder.
Time, 20 minutes.
30 seconds.
How can I say this?
1 mile.
Average pace, 20-30 per mile.
It's going to be a lot harder for it to be broken up because you guys have had time to establish certain things, if you will, right? So keep that in mind. That's a green flag. That's a very good thing. The second reason she might tell you that she wants to take things slow, and this is not a yellow flag, but it's also not a green flag. It's kind of in between. It's because of her past in terms of her being hurt. She's been hurt, and not necessarily by guys per se, although that could be a possibility, but she may have been hurt by people in general, right? Let's face it, we all go through situations in life where it gets pretty frustrating because of people that we've dealt with, people that we thought we could trust, that we ended up not being able to trust at the end of the day. And it sucks. I'll tell you from firsthand experience. It sucks, y'all. But that may be the reason why she's like, let's take things slow. She probably has interest in you, but she might be a little hurt. And I know you're thinking to yourself, well, if you hurt, why are you out here allowing people to pursue you? Well, you got to understand that women are emotional individuals, right? They go off of their emotions. So if she's feeling you in any form of type of fashion and you go up and talk to her, she ain't gonna stop you. You know what I mean? Unless she's just like super duper hurt. And even then, she still might allow it to happen. So with these women that have been hurt, you might have to really just sit down and be patient, right? She wants to be with you, but she's afraid of getting hurt. And I completely understand, because I've been there, right? The reason why I say it's not a yellow flag, but it's not a green flag, is because it really depends on the circumstances. I think it depends on how much hurt that woman has been through, which, of course, you're not going to find out right away. But it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? And she might tell you straight up, I'm going to be honest. I've been hurt before. I want to take things slow. I really like you. I'm really interested in getting to know you. I've had a woman that told me that before, straight up. And a whole relationship developed out of it. And it happened a lot sooner than I thought it would be. I think we got into a relationship maybe 4 months after we met, 4 or 5 months. So, you know, a lot of times when we hear a person has been hurt, we're like, oh gosh, I don't want to deal with that. And rightfully so, and I respect it. But at the same time, you never know, right? You know, let it cook, be patient. She's going to need a lot of reassurance. She's going to need understanding. And then you go from there, all right? Number 3, reason why she might say, let's take it slow. This is the yellow flag. And this is more so on the fellas, all right? Us. Got to put this one on us. You came off as too needy. Guys, I've been there plenty of times. It took me a good little minute to learn this one. You know what I'm saying? Where I came off as extremely needy. And it was kind of like a, whoa, big fella. Pump the brakes. Like Will Smith and Snoop Dogg said back in 2005. You need to pump your brakes, right? You're moving a little too fast. You are not moving in the manner that you should be moving in, right? So the reason why I say this is a yellow flag that's on us is because when you become too needy, that turns off women, okay? There's a difference between a woman needing her man or better yet, a woman needing her man to need her and being needy. Needing her, because you've heard a woman say, I need my man to need me, right? Translation, fellas. That means she needs you to understand that you guys are in this together, right? That she needs you just as much as you need her. That you're building something together. Neediness is not operating as a man, right? And the man that God called you to be. That's what turns women off. So when you're a bit too needy, you know, maybe you're coming on too strong, maybe you're making plans too early, she might say, I want to take things slow. And that is kind of a defense mechanism of, hey, slow down. You moving too fast. I ain't ready for all that yet. I ain't say all that. Now, a lot of times, guys will say this is why you shouldn't make your intentions known with a woman, because then she'll hit you off with the, I want to take it slow. Nah. And sometimes she might even say, I want a serious relationship, but I want to take things slow. Now, when she says that, that could apply to any of the first three that I just mentioned. I forgot to mention that. My bad. I should have mentioned that earlier. But yeah, you probably came off too needy. Now, the good thing about the situation is it's not too late to fix it. Well, Marcus, how do you fix it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Stop being needy. All right? Stop being needy. Demonstrate the fact that you are interested in her, but don't come on strong about it. I'm the type of man where I'm going to tell you one time that I'm interested in you, and I'm going to let it be what it's going to be until we get into an official relationship. Because I've already told you how I feel. I ain't got to tell you how I feel 1,000,001 times until we get to that next level. Now, when we get to that next level, I can express a little bit more and a little bit more and open up a little bit more, if you will, right? But if I done told you once, I done told you twice. The word's Lil' Kim. All right? So, yeah. If you coming off as too needy, it's not too late. But adjust some things. And you'll see quickly that I want to take it slow will turn into something that is of a normal pace. A pace that's more acceptable, if you will. And the last reason why women would tell you that she wants to take things slow, and this is a red flag. But again, this is not something that's going to be noticeable right away. You probably won't notice this till later on down the line. It's because she doesn't have interest in you at all, or she doesn't see you as the Chad that she wants. Now, I'm going to address both. I'm going to address the Chad part first because I think that's kind of the easiest thing to get out the way. What do I mean by Chad? I mean that as the man that she truly desires. Some people will say the alpha male or this or that. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. I'm going to just say basically the man that she truly deep down inside desires. Right? And the reason why I say it's a red flag, and you might be thinking, well, you know, not everybody gets the person that they want. People settle. Fellas, you don't want a lady settling for you. Okay? You do not want a lady settling for you. That doesn't mean that she's going to necessarily always look for the guy that checks off all the boxes. But if you get a woman that settles for you, you basically may have met 30 to 40% of what she's looking for. And she's just like, well, I ain't getting nothing else, so, oh, well, I might as well take this one. Do you really want a person that's like that towards you? No, because they're not going to give you their best effort. So if you're not the quote-unquote Chad that she wants, the guy she genuinely desires, I'm going to be honest here. She is not going to give you the best, even if you do eventually get in a relationship with her. She's saying, let's take things slow because she doesn't desire you like that. All right? You know, maybe you weren't coming off as needy. Maybe she's not having issues with her past where she needs to heal. Maybe she's not the type of person that takes things slow with everybody per se. If that's the case, and you know, she's kind of keeping you in this zone where it's like, you know, I'll see eventually, maybe, that ain't gonna do you no good, man. And let me go to the second point where I say she really doesn't have interest in you at all, because it's a little bit more of a complex one. Well, you might be thinking to yourself, well, Marcus, why would she allow me to get her number if she's not interested? Well, let me explain something. There are some men out here, unfortunately, this is the reality. It's not a lot, but there are some that they don't do well with rejection. They become very violent. They become very hostile towards women. So because of that, women have had to adapt a new way of keeping themselves safe. And you know what, ladies? I ain't mad at you. I completely get it, because if I was a woman, I probably would have to do the same thing. I'll probably be thinking of some slick ways to reject them without them seeing rejection. Shoot, I don't know if I said this on this channel before. I may or may not have. But my best friend and his wife, I'm not going to say their names, you know, just out of respect. But he tells his wife, you know, if you out and about in public and the guy asks you for your number, just give him your number. Because men out here are crazy. Just give him your number and go on about your business. And that's smart. Like, well, if he's pressing the issue, that is. But that's smart because, again, some men are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out here. I'm going to just call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? I know this message is for men and things to be aware of, but I'm also going to hold men accountable as well. Just like the same thing I would do for the ladies, right? Equal opportunities here. So she might do that as a way to be slowly, you know, saying, it's okay, fella. I'm going to let you go, fella. Slowly but surely, fella. You know, go on, fella. I know I want to take things slow, but I'm realizing I really don't want anything serious. I mean, we can still be friends and, you know, so on. And it's okay, you know, just to kind of, you know, make you feel somewhat good when she finally releases you. I know y'all weren't expecting that one, but hey, it's the truth, okay? I know some ladies are probably going to comment below and disagree, and that's okay. But I think I've also addressed, to be fair, I've addressed all angles. Obviously, fellas, if I missed anything, let me know. Ladies, you know what? Y'all go ahead and drop a comment below too. You let me know if I missed out, if you agree or disagree, whatever the case. But those are 4 main reasons to why a woman might say, I want to take things slow. Either one of these reasons, fellas, you got to understand that it's going to take some investigation. It's going to take some time to navigate and figure it out. Now, the only reason I'm going to say for most of these not to waste too much time is because when a woman says, let's take it slow, trust me when I say it's not going to take long for you to realize which one of these 4 are the ones at hand. The first one, where she's genuinely a person that just takes things slow in general, let it ride. You know what I'm saying? It could be a different experience for you, especially for those of you who move super fast like Sonic. You know, might be a breath of fresh air, different change of pace. The second one, err on the side of caution, because depending on how bad a woman may be hurt, you may decide, do I want to stick around and be patient enough, or is she just so far damaged that maybe I just need to take a step back, pray for her, and let God do his thing and keep on going with my life, right? The third one, where you're being needy, it may or may not be too late, but I would say change your neediness up. Stop becoming so needy, if you will. Don't change your needy stuff. Don't be needy, guys. And the fourth one, once you figure that out, just exit stage left. Regardless if you ain't the chat she's looking for, or if she has no interest in you and you realize that immediately, just go on about your way. Fourth one is an absolute no-no. Third, the first 3, you can work with those. The last one, nah, don't do it. And most importantly, fellas, like I said before, and I'll go into a little bit more detail about this now as we end this video. Remember, when a woman says that she wants to take things slow, the number one thing you have to realize is she's operating based off of her emotions. And when I say emotions is, she's operating based off of how she feels at that moment, except the fourth one. The fourth one, ain't no hope there, fellas. Ain't no hope there. But especially with the first 3, she's operating off of her emotions. She's saying, let's take it slow. But like I told you with my story, you might take it slow. Like if a woman tells me, hey, I just want to take things slow, I'll agree with her. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's take it slow. But in my mind, I also realize I'm going to let things flow at an organic pace. You know what I'm saying? And once again, taking things slow doesn't mean stop. It means slow down. It means give a little, give a little, give a little, and give a little more, right? And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Marcus, I'm already doing that. Well, here's the thing. You might be doing that, but you might be moving at a faster pace that she feels comfortable with. All right? So, hope this helps. It's Marcus Frazier from Teachable Tuesday, here to motivate you, encourage you, and inspire you to be a better you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Once again, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. Hopefully this will help out a little bit. I've been here before, so I just want people to have an understanding, you know, that when somebody says take it slow, it's not always a bad thing. Again, do some investigating, see where you fit in, and you go from there. Love you guys. Take it easy.